Well, hello, Libra. Welcome to your September reading. Let's see what we have for you. So, the first card we have is Virgin, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. We have Perspective, a calm and clear mind is free to see differently. Strategy and Spirit of Fire. Victory and Ancient Forest. And Storm Warning, Medicine Woman, Medicine Man. So right off the back in these cards, you're in a process, like a phase, like you're going through something, you're developing, you're growing, right? Um, this feels like something new, like a new phase, a new process, a new path that you're going on. And sometimes I feel like this perspective can get a little tight or a little confusing or a little agitating. You may feel the need to like go back to what you're used to or what is the norm from the past. Um, but keep your eye on the prize. And I feel like there is success for you on this path for sure. It feels to me like this is your highest self. This is the path of your highest self. Like what you're doing great. Um, you have a sort of plan, not as far as a plan, but I feel like you're making different decisions and different choices to like different than what you usually do. Okay. And the focus is like exploration. The focus is being motivated. The focus is being like using your passion to guide you somewhere, right? It's like if I'm not passionate about it, I don't know if I really want to do it, that type of thing. So, this tells me that in September, there is a little hiccup or a little moment that I feel like you have to sort of deal with and heal, right? And it feels to me like you would usually use your typical route of choice in this conflict or adversity, you have to do differently. And I feel like you're a little iffy about it just because it's new. But what you've been doing has been working. So this is like, don't stop it. You're on a really good path, even though you have encountered some adversity. Okay. So let's get to your cards, okay? Hold on. Okay, Ten of Swords, High Priestess, Ten of Wands. Wow. Moon, Four of Cups, the Fool, Page of Wands, Eight of Wands, Knight of Swords, bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Four of Wands. Yeah. The Five of Wands feels like adversity to me. So, um, this just feels like you're trying to keep it together. You're like building your life, your surroundings, the way you want your life to live. That's what you're focusing on. Whether it's your home, whether it's your credit, whether it's your future, whatever it is, you have a plan to, if anything, just focus on your life and making it the best that it can be. The great example, you know, of what life is for you. And you've hit some sort of adversity. And I feel like it has something to do, honestly, it has something to do with you making the right decisions. Like you already have the foundations, Libra. Like you already have the blueprint. And you're hitting some sort of adversity that makes you have to stick to that blueprint and not change or go back or renege, whatever the word you want to use. So in the center, hmm, Four of Cups. Mm. There's this feeling that you're missing something. Something's missing. Something's missing. You're feeling like something's missing, something's not right. Something is off. Something is changing. Mm, like the routine is changing, the path is changing. Something is different. Okay. Yeah, it's like you've been on this journey and things have been going really well. But you're getting to like the last leg and something feels off. Something feels like it's missing. Honestly, it feels like in September you're going to make some sort of misstep when it comes to love or relationships. It sort of feels like you're going to jump into something just to like feel something. It's like you're meeting people, getting on a dating app, saying yes just to feel something. Um it's an emotional tie. Mm, like a tie to feeling something emotionally. It's interesting because you know that you have had this problem. And I feel like it's been a problem that you've been working on. So you know that it's there. Um, but you're feeling really antsy about jumping into something. And it's just because you want to feel like happiness, love, infatuation type of feeling, you know? Yeah, it's like you're waiting for love or being patient in love, and it's just a lot for you. And you want to like jump the gun and take a risk. But it's so interesting, Libra, because it feels like you know that it's good to wait, but you're just tired of waiting. So it's like you're taking things into your own hands. Yeah, I see you doing that. That's what you're doing. It's like you're looking for a little adventure. So I see you like communicating a lot with someone or different people, maybe dating around, um, or even being more flirty with someone, like more sexually flirty. Mm, but it's very like ambiguous. Like, I don't think it doesn't really feel like it's going anywhere. I can tell you that. Honestly, I feel like you took a risk and someone doesn't like that. Or something negative is going to happen. Like something that makes you take a step back, like, okay, I get the point, universe. um, so I feel like you're gonna take a step back and go back to waiting or going back to being patient. It's just not time. It's just not time for whatever this is. Okay. Yeah, it's like almost like you're taking a step back. Um, so from what I see, energy wise, you're on the path, right? And you're right at the end of like having some sort of breakthrough, right? Of understanding, of realization. And right at the end, which typically happens in energy, to be honest, you take a little step back. You fall back into old habits. It just happens. Um, I feel like there's some like confusion or like wanting to be connected or um, like wanting to test the theory if what you're doing is right or something is wrong. So you're just kind of like falling back into old habits. Um, so regardless of, it's like you just want to have a win, Libra. You want to have a win and see if it works. Like you're like, I want to take control of my fate and see if it works instead of waiting. I'm gonna do it like I've always done it and see if it works this way. So you take a risk, you get a little risky in September. I'm laughing because intuition is telling you that you're being risky, that you are making bad judgments. So you're fully aware, like your intuition is telling you to wait. That was the plan. That was the plan. But you're taking matters into your own hands, and your intuition's like, Libra. Because it's almost like you feel like you're missing out on something. You're missing out on love. You're missing out on an opportunity if you don't do what you've done. But what you've done wasn't working. So this is almost like a kick in the butt to show you that to get back on the path that you were on and not to fall back. Yeah, it's like you detach yourself from the plan and try to take the lead. It's like you're trying to get as many fillers out there. You're just trying to do as much in this short amount of time because essentially you're going to have to go back to the right plan, to the right path. So, yeah, you do need to know that you're very close to being successful. Um, it's one of those things where it's like the universe has a plan for you and you just have to wait and see what that plan is. It might not be your plan, it might not be the way you see it, but there is a plan for you. You have the 10 of wands. It just means that you're at the really heavy phase and you want to come out of it immediately, but you're almost at the end. Um this you're in a lesson that you're going to keep learning if you keep going backwards. And I feel like you're starting to see that. Like this was the moment where you're like, I see it now. Um, so you have free will and you you can take as many risks as you want to as long as you're paying attention to the patterns. And the patterns tell you that, go back to what you were doing. Go back to I don't know the strictness of it all, even though it was uncomfortable or you didn't like how long it was taking, because that is where your success is going to come. Okay. Okay, first of all, your emotions are getting you tangled up in some emotional mess, right? So it's making you it's kind of like you're in your head a lot, Libra, and you're like, I'm usually more great in love, or I usually can find anyone that I want, or I'm tired of being lonely. Like I like to be with people. Some of you have an issue with codependency in relationships, like needing to have someone around you, needing to have someone validate that you're beautiful or handsome or attractive. Um, and that's what this looks like. It looks like I just want someone around me to care about me. I want to be, it's infatuation, but it's like I want to be in love, but it's really just infatuation. So yeah, you're gonna try to I'm gonna say like manipulate the timeline, manipulate the universe to be in your favor, and it's like you're it's like you're um, choosing to cut off the logic that you now understand. So it's like you're trying to act blind to the facts to see if the old way works when it comes to love. You're starting to have a different perspective when it comes to your job. It's like you're more focused on the fact that it is a good job, or that it's stable, um that maybe you get good benefits. It's like you're focusing on the plus sides of your employment. Yeah, you're not focused on all the things that are wrong. Be- because you understand that if you wanted to change them, or if you wanted to get another job, you would just do that. Okay? But maybe you're in a situation where you can't, or you realize that you're in a better situation than you thought before. But there's a lot of acceptance of appreciating the the position that you're in. Okay. Even though sometimes you may hate it, or sometimes it may skip your mind, I feel like there's a realization that it is good. Yeah, you're feeling very risky, especially with your conversation. Um, I feel like you're out here being flirty and trying to get numbers and maybe getting on dating sites. I see that you just have a flirty mouth in in September. That's what I see, really. Um, it's like you're like throwing out the hook to see what you can catch, like if you were fishing. That's what I feel like your communication style is. That's interesting. Um, Also in September, I don't see you doing a lot of cleaning. Um, you might not be as at home as much. Yeah, I don't feel like you're gonna be as home as much in September. It's like you're tired of being at home or confined or like in your own head. I see you like getting out. Yeah, getting out, meeting people, being flirty, that type of thing. Um, yeah, this is a very interesting energy for you. It's not bad at all. You just kind of stepping out of your box in September. All right, Libra. Workaholic. Yeah. Loving your job. Realizing that your job or your place of employment, where how you receive your money, how you make your money, um, is really to your liking in a lot of ways. You're not going to love what you do 100%, but I see you appreciating it a lot more for sure. Yeah, this plan that you're on, this strict regimen, that's the right way or the good way to do things, is getting kind of boring to you. So in September, I feel like you just kind of blast out of that box. Like I said, you're just doing different things, trying it your own way. You're eventually gonna go back, though. I can see, because it's gonna be focused around the way you look at love, right? So I feel like it all started, like this whole plan started because maybe you wanted to find true love or something of that nature. So so what I'm seeing here is your heart, you're going to see that it's not fulfilling, because that was the point that it wasn't fulfilling. So when you go back into it, it's going to give you the same results. Okay. So it's not fulfilling. You don't feel happy, and it changes your perception again. It's like you have a refresher on um what you're really looking for. Okay. So I love you, Libra, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.